hit that subscribe button and the bell icon beside it to check out our latest videos before anyone else. What's up everyone, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech and this is a complete review of Moto C Plus. Moto C Plus is a brand new entry from Moto in the entry-level smartphones. This is also the first phone under 7,000 rupees to be launched with Android 7.0 Nougat out of the box. Last year Moto gave up the spot for Redmi 3S, but this year they are back with the C series. Next month they will be launching the Moto E series phone probably for 9,000 rupees. Now coming back to the C Plus, this phone is sold at 7,000 rupees exclusively online on flipkart.com. It is available in 3 colors: fine gold, pearl white and starry black. Currently we have the pearl white variant. Just like the previous budget phones from Moto, even now we are getting a phone with a complete plastic build. On the back we have a micro textured removable back panel with the iconic circular camera module seen in the current generation of Moto phones. For some odd reason, this time Moto went with the capacitive touch buttons instead of the on-screen buttons. Because of that, we get some additional screen real estate, but there is no backlighting for these buttons, and that's one of the downside. We have the power and volume buttons on the right made of plastic, and they have a nice tactile feel to them, but I wish they were a little more elevated. Once we remove the back panel, we have access to the removable battery, 2 nano SIM slots and a dedicated SD card slot. We need to remove the battery to insert or remove SIMs. Both the SIMs support 4G, but only one can use it at a time. VoLTE also works. I have tested Jio. I didn't face any issues with call quality or signal reception. Though it's just a plastic build, it's very well built. Like there is no camera bump. Even the plastic strip covering the display is slightly protruded outwards to protect it from getting scratched easily. Moto C Plus is missing a lot of essential sensors. We don't have proximity sensor, so when you're on a call, the display doesn't turn off automatically when you place it near your ear. We don't have ambient sensor, so the phone doesn't support auto brightness or adaptive brightness. For some reason Moto claims it does, but I couldn't find any option to enable adaptive brightness. We don't have compass, so we can't use it for directions in offline maps. If you're on mobile data, you can manage, but if you really need a compass on your phone, it's just missing. We don't have an LED notification light or gyroscope, so no VR either. The only thing that's there is the FM radio. By the way, call quality and signal reception are great, no issues with that. On the front we have a 5-inch TFT IPS display with HD resolution. Display is indeed one of the best things on this phone. It has good sunlight legibility, good color balance, vivid colors and good viewing angles. It's definitely better than what Redmi 4 offers. On the rear we have an 8 megapixel camera with f2.2 aperture with an LED flash. On the front we have a 2 megapixel camera with f2.8 aperture and a dedicated LED flash. In daylight, images have deep contrast and are very saturated, but it has a hard time focusing. Images are not sharp enough, dynamic range is not good. In low light, images are bright but have a lot of digital noise, and we need very stable hands to take sharp images. Front facing camera is wide, but it's not good enough. Because of the low performance processor, we can only shoot video in 720p, which is another disappointing thing. Overall, cameras are not satisfying for the price. Under the hood, Moto C Plus sports an entry-level processor from MediaTek called MTK6737 with Mali T720 GPU. It comes with 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage. You get 10.7 GB for your user apps and user data, and 1GB of free RAM out of the box. These are the benchmark scores. In comparison, Redmi 4 has a more powerful processor, but this phone isn't completely bad either. For games, yes, it's very bad. You won't notice much lag for small games like Leo's Fortune or Chameleon Run, but for bigger games like Asphalt 8 or Modern Combat 5, there is a huge lag and they are completely unplayable. Maximum temperature I have seen was 42 degrees. So if you are planning on doing a lot of gaming, then completely forget this phone. Software has always been the best thing about Moto phones. Though they messed up with Moto G5 and the G5 Plus, with this phone, they did their best. It doesn't have the raw performance, so when you open apps for the first time, they will open slowly, sometimes taking a couple of seconds, but memory management is great. So if you're a normal user who uses very limited set of apps, you won't notice any lag or delay while using this phone. That's the great thing about the stock Android. It's very light and responsive. Another best thing is that we can insert an SD card up to 32 GB and use it as internal storage. So unlike Redmi 4, there is no limit to the number of apps you can install on this phone. Just make sure to get the high-speed SD card. As this phone is running Android 7.0 Nougat, we have split screen mode, which I think is great for the price. Now apart from that, there isn't anything to talk about. It doesn't have any bloatware. Usually Moto doesn't offer any unique software features, and on this phone, they skipped out on Moto Actions and Moto Display. So it is completely empty without any software features. Audio experience via headset was average. Nothing good or bad to talk about. We have the speaker on the back. It is definitely the loudest one I have heard in the price segment, but the audio quality isn't good enough. We have a 4000 mAh removable battery powering this phone. We also get a 10 watts power adapter. Like most of the other phones, you can completely charge this phone in 2.5 hours, and so far I got around 6 hours of screen on time on normal usage. If you install a lot of apps like Facebook and Instagram, battery will drain much faster. I think the major advantages of buying the Moto C Plus are the larger 4000 mAh battery, dual SIM option with a dedicated SD card slot, and a responsive UI. On the downside, I think missing out on proximity sensor is the worst thing Moto could have done. For a similar price of 7000 rupees, Redmi 4 offers you everything Moto offers, along with the missing sensors, fingerprint scanner, and IR blaster. If you are brand specific, then yes, you can buy this phone. It's a great choice, in fact better than Redmi 4 for normal usage, only if you are a very basic user. But you need to be prepared for the lack of proximity sensor. If you are a regular user who want a complete Android experience, get the Redmi 4 instead. Even if you have to wait in the line, Redmi 4 will be worth it in the long run. Now if it was me, I'll definitely get the Redmi 4. I hate MIUI, so I'll definitely root it, flash a custom ROM, and be done with it. So guys, what about you? Will you buy the Moto C Plus or not? What's your reason? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you have any comments, complaints, compliments, or want me to make any specific video, shout out to me by commenting below this video and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible. If you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to see more cool videos on tech. I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech signing off. Have a nice day.